for those, I don't know how much fans dig into the industry side of things, but towards the last album cycle, you guys got kind of beat up a little bit in the industry.
Yeah. I mean, well, the last album was called Feeding the Wolves, and it was there's a lot. That album's definitely a love-hate relationship, because there's a lot of that where it's very bipolar with the emotion in it too. Like there's a lot of anger, and then there's a lot of softer side, and that album in itself was a little more difficult to create just because of label issues and cooks in the kitchen, and we felt like that we had all this pressure to write hits, and it really brings the heart out of the music for us. We like to just do the music first and then let them figure out how to go about it and keep it soulful and honest. So.
And it's not like these guys hide anything. When Feeding the Wolves is the last album title, and then this one's going to be Minus the Machine.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
It's literally Minus the Machine. Now, from the story I heard, and it could be completely false with you guys, is because normally when you're a band, you get some money to go record an album, and then you're in debt to a record label.
Yes.
Is it harder to be in debt to a record label or a family member when it comes to creating your music? And if you want to elaborate a little bit on the story behind that.
I mean, the thing about the big record labels is they still are spending big money. It doesn't cost $250,000, $500,000 to make a good album. Just write good music and write good songs, and the technology's out there to record it. We built a studio in the bottom of his house and did the whole Minus the Machine record at his house, and didn't cost us anything besides the studio. But I mean, it was the most freedom we had ever had, because it was almost like back to before we had ever been signed, and we could just take a song and take a hard left turn with it if we wanted to. And we really challenged ourselves to create yet again a different sounding album.
And you guys, and I've heard 2 songs a while back that I heard the demos, and I went, well, who produced it? Because a lot of times you'll see when bands get to a certain level, especially when you are free enough to do what you want to do, and a band will produce it, then you realize it's not that good a lot of times, because bands get a little loosey-goosey in the studio. And you guys, the 2 songs I heard, I went, holy crap, this is going to be an awesome album when this comes out.
Well, I think it's the reason we've been able to do that, and we weren't scared to do it, was because, in all honesty, in all the prior albums, we did a lot of our own self-producing behind the producers' backs anyway. We just sort of I don't think they know that, but I mean, Brian's great at that, and he and I have always had a chemistry producing vocals and doing vocals, and he's so producer-minded anyway that we knew it felt like we'd done everything with him anyway. So
now, with the new album that comes out, and the fact that Pale Horse Records is basically you guys,
yeah.
Is that more pressure? Is it more things you have to focus on now when you're out on the road? Because a lot of times everybody thinks, oh, we're just partying and we're having a good time and traveling. Now you guys have to check like balance sheets, and
it makes you want to work harder to make your business work, and you want to accomplish and prove to yourself and everyone else that you can do it. And like with a major label, there's so many hands it goes through, and it's so out of your hands that you really can't do anything. It's like the game in elementary school when you whisper in the ear, and by the time it gets to the last kid, it's not at all what you were trying to make it be. And it goes through all these hands, and you just give up. But this, it's so hands-on with us. It's all just so close to us. We have more control over it, and it's more work, but it's more gratifying because of that.
Well, I don't think anybody can ever accuse any band member of 10 years of not working hard, because you guys have definitely earned the place where you are right now.
Except for the guy laughing in the background, Tater.
Are you guys ready for more?
He just likes to sleep till 6 p.m.
Oh, so he's the rock star story, and you guys are up working.
He loves it. He loves his life.
Are you ready? Yeah! Gentlemen, I turn it back.